Okay, folks, this will be a real challenging one. Let's see if we can make it come up a treat or not. If it's going to be a piece of shit, it's not designed to be photocopied, folks. As I say, with a lot of my stuff that I do, I improvise. It's really complicated. It's really difficult working with what I work with. So I try to make my work come up a treat, but often it doesn't, and I have to not be angry at myself, which I often do get frustrated sometimes, thinking I could have done it this the way, I could have done it that way, what happened if I had tried this, yeah. Okay, what is this piece? It is a piece of reflective material, like a reflector. Found this on the street, on the ground. It was self-adhesive. This is the back of it. This is the, I think this is the sticky side down. I'm not sure which side I want to use, the sticky side or the non-sticky side, but the non-sticky side's a bit more smooth than this. But basically I scrunched it up to try and make it more interesting reflective wise, because if it's copied flat, it won't reflect typically, or it won't reflect, so trying to make it look reflective, trying to get some facets to sparkle. And we're getting a replenished toner message. And this has come up looking quite interesting nonetheless, even though it looks a bit, you just see the bits of the reflector. That looks really nice, but we're going to change the toner while we can, because we're not printing off a mirror image, so the black toner is gone, and I've got some black toner here all ready to go. So I'll just take it out, get it ready. I'll make sure it's black. Yeah, it's the black toner that we're needing to replace. So I'm just going to remove the old toner cartridge, the old black one, if it's going to come out. Plastic shit. This is the kind of bad design you get in these equipments when you're using too much flimsy, shitty plastics instead of... it's just ridiculous. It's a clusterfuck photocopier design. I'm just going to put the phone down and shake the toner cartridge and remove the seal, the little orange seal that usually comes with these cartridges. Yeah, it's just so plasticky, and so it just really makes the user experience that much more distasteful. I don't like plastics, folks, as a general rule, and one day I'm going to redesign the photocopier, folks. It's going to look totally different to this shit that we know and that we hate in this day and age, the shit that they've built. They just don't know how to make a nice, and they don't care because they just care about money. Money is their mantra, is their worship. They don't worship anything but money. Everything's about the dirty dollar, and that's what the industry has become. So the problem here is you've got to set the machine up again. Once the toner cartridge has been replaced, you lose your settings, and this shouldn't be the case. When you actually open and close the front door and make the photocopier toner cartridge last, you don't lose the settings, which is really odd, because you think that that they should be retained after you've changed the cartridge. Sorry folks about having to do this again. It's really quite annoying and repetitive, but what can you do, folks? The industry's full of shit. The people in the industry are crap people. There's no culture in that industry anymore. Toner heads don't make the decisions. Toner head is another, is a word for photocopier nerd. Toner head is a photocopier nerd, and we don't have toner heads in the industry anymore, which probably explains why we have these debacles of photocopier design. And it's a debacle, it's a joke. It's not fucking funny, but it's a joke nonetheless. Someone's got to redesign the photocopier, and that's the job I've decided one day when I get the opportunities, I'm going to get it done. I'm trying to get in touch with a lost partner. His name is Luigi, and he holds the key to my dreams of redesigning the copier, both hardware and software. That looks too fucking light. Both hardware and software. And I'm trying to get myself recognised as an artist as well. And I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9. I can't redesign the photocopier ever until I fucking get my time on television to get in touch. And I'm disabled as well, so I can't. I'm hoping they'll have technology to fix the brain damage that I had at birth. And I really need to get in touch with this person, Luigi. Otherwise, nothing will ever happen. Nothing new will ever happen. Nothing productive will happen. I'll be stuck here in this place, miserable. And I don't want to be alone anymore, folks. Loneliness kills like cigarettes. It's not a pleasant experience. I'm just turning this one over. It's not a pleasant experience having to experience constant loneliness. I do get people from the NDIS and another help group come around to help me with housework and cooking. But basically, I can't live like this anymore, and I think this is the better side of the reflector, to be honest, folks. I do think, I wonder if we're going to scrunch it up further, maybe even make it tighter. I'm just wondering if I should have scrunched it or not. But really, I just need to get in touch with this person, Luigi, in order to get things moving, to get my dreams happening, because I really want to make a difference in this world. I'm not going to accept my life as being like a lottery ticket. I'm going to be who I am and be the person I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to let rich people determine my future. That they are powerful and they think that their shit doesn't stink, but the truth be known that yes, their shit does stink, and it usually stinks. It stinks really bad, and they don't have any idea how to make the world a better place. They don't know how to build a copier system. I want to design this copier system on my own. I don't want any influence from fuckwits. So, I'm doing it myself. Just like I like to do my own art myself. Anyway, that's come up looking quite interesting. I do think maybe I could cut it there like so. But yeah, one day I'll design the photocopier, and it's going to be like the hardware is going to last 50 years. No, not 50 years. We make it 60 years. The hardware lasts 60 years instead of 5 years. The internal chassis is going to be made out of titanium. We're going to use less plastics. Plastics will only be used where plastics only can go, like wiring and insulation and shit. Not anywhere else but those areas like that. And basically, the where we source our materials to build the hardware will be from rubbish tips around the world, places like India and China, where electronic waste and waste in general gets dumped. And we do need to clean up the mess that the Western world has made in places like India and China, to make sure that they can have clean drinking water and clean land for agriculture. So, you know, you got to fucking think of the future, and you got to think of your fellow man and your fellow woman. So, you know, you got to fucking, and I've lost my settings, sorry folks. So yeah, the hardware is going to be really sustainable. We're not going to use too many mined materials. As I said, from rubbish tips, from e-waste dumps. We clean up the world as we clean up the garbage. And the garbage will become a resource, just like mining, but we're mining rubbish tips, not fucking ground. We're going to try as much as we can to avoid using virgin materials to build the hardware. And the software's got to become more nimble. It's got to be more customizable. One of the key things that's going to happen is that we're going to use artificial intelligence as a way of controlling the system, so that instead of having to learn heaps of complicated maneuvers when you're using these complicated features, you basically have an AI doing the decision making, as much for things like enlargement and reductions, and these equipments are not going to become fully featured as factory standard. They're going to be you're going to be able to buy the software off an app store like Apple and iTunes type style of store, and basically, yeah. And the AI has got to adapt. The AI will be fitted standard as in the factory for every machine, but we don't have all these fancy bells and whistles, but we have enlargements, we have reductions and zooms, we have double-sided copying and that sort of basic shit. And then when you add the extra features optional and you pay a small price for them, the AI must be able to adapt to control anything that you can buy off the App Store. So this is going to be a really solid kind of programming that's going to be required when we build this new generation photocopier. I actually think we're going to do something more interesting with this. This piece looks better, I do think. I don't know why I'm doing this one. This one's better. But basically, we've got to think outside the square. We've got to think outside the box. We've got to think the way we've got to make the world a better place. And yeah, and not only are we talking about functionality of the hardware and the software, we're talking external finishes. No plastics on the externals either, folks. Plastic is an ugly, disgusting material, and I don't like it. I like metals and glass and all that sort of thing. But basically, these equipments are going to be available in a variety of metals. And again, we've lost our settings. Too much talking and trying to concentrate at the same time. So yeah, we make these available in different metallic finishes, as like with anodized aluminium. And we can have them in different colours, just like Stephen Jobs and his iPod minis, except there's going to be an even greater availability of colours to select from, to personalise your system to make it look really nice. And you can also get it in titanium and stainless steel and even transparent aluminium called Alon. But Alon is not an actual aluminium, it's actually a ceramic, but people call it transparent aluminium because it's derived. The word Alon stands for aluminium, oxygen and nitrogen or something like that. I've forgotten, folks. My memory's not good. But basically, the panels will be transparent, and basically, it'll be a really funky finish indeed if you can get transparent panels. That looks really shithouse, folks. I do think maybe we're going to make this into a movement piece. But basically, I want to make the world a better place. I want to make copier systems more adaptable and more environmentally friendly. I don't want to be like the companies of today building shit and making fuck up of the environment. So yeah, you got to think for the future, folks. Think of your fellow man and think of the nature, I think I did say. And that's come up looking really quite nice, actually. The colour in that is subtle, but it's there. Do wonder, maybe I might darken it. Going to do another one. But yeah, I really want to make the world a better place, and I want to be able to make the photocopiers as adaptable to people's personal preferences as possible, instead of making it one size fits all. One size is bullshit shit that they like to put on you, make all this flimsy materials and shit, you know, make it last like shit, short time. But basically, yeah, and we're going to also hire people who are into photocopiers. We're going to hire people who are what known as toner heads. Toner head is another word, is another term for a photocopier nerd. Toner head, you know, like the stuff we replenish, toner, that colour stuff, the black and white stuff. We call them toner heads because they love photocopiers, and photocopiers like the ones we are interested in use toner, not inkjet. Inkjet is a taboo. Inkjet is bad. You know, I don't like it. There's little home printers that you can buy from Canon and Hewlett-Packard, for example, two of the worst examples you can think of when it comes to buying these things. Well, basically they're plasticky shit that doesn't last, and they're just there to make money for the company that built the bloody things. I think we just showed you the last one we did there. Trying to get this to work, folks. This is really difficult. But basically I want to make a difference, and I'm not interested in a quick dollar here and there and that's it. The money's got to be utilised for good causes. We've got to eliminate poverty, we've got to eliminate homelessness, we've got to try our best to do what the other rich people refuse to do, and that is to make the world better. And getting back to the workers, we hire toner heads, and they're going to be paid a lot of money, a little bit more than what they're worth, so that we treat them with respect and kindness when they're doing their job. And that's another thing, they could probably get really good staff discounts as well. So yeah, you got to think of these people. You got to think that when you got someone who's working for you, you got to make sure they don't get treated like slaves, because at worst they can commit suicide, and who knows, they might even kill somebody, maybe the boss. So you know, you just don't know what crap you're going to get if you treat people badly. Treat other people like you'd want yourself to be treated. So the photocopier industry is just full of shit at the moment, and I just don't care about the industry anymore. It's just gone to crap. It's gone to fuck. People like myself can't go anywhere. I'm disabled, folks, as well. I'm not ready to work in the industry yet. I'm hoping they'll have brain implants to fix the brain damage that I had at birth. I had a cord around my neck and I came out breech. And that has affected my short-term memory and my hippocampus, because those two parts of the brain are very sensitive to brain damage, oxygen starvation, should I say. So yeah, I really wish I didn't have this brain damage, but you know, you can't always get the best cards in life. You sometimes have to play your cards as well as you can with what you've got, and you've got to make the best of what you've got, folks. So trying to get on Channel 9 to get myself in touch with Luigi, because I can't build this new generation copier system on my own, and I'm sure Luigi has contacts with various people in neuroscience that could help fix this problem. So I'm on the disability support pension and I work in an Australian disability enterprise, or an ADE, and I don't enjoy this kind of lifestyle, folks. I'm really trying to get on the news to try and also get recognised as a photocopier artist. This is where it all starts, and I'm hoping to eventually make my work the best work of art ever, and that is the photocopier that I've been talking about. So, yeah. Let's see if this turns up a treat. This is a tricky one, folks. I tried scrunching it as hard as I could, almost. This is going to be a really prolongated demo, folks. I don't know if this one's going to look any good, but this was never meant to be photocopied like most of the things that I embark on photocopying in my demos. My so-called demos, I like to call them demos because that's what they are, demonstrations of what I can do as opposed to what I can't do. Trying to focus on my ability, not my disability, as much as I can. So this is it. And this has come up looking quite an interesting treat. And that's who I am. My name is Daria Andre Huddy, and I look forward to becoming, hopefully soon, or I don't know when, the future of photocopiers. So you'll hear a lot about me in the future if Channel 9 can get the ball rolling. So Channel 9, the ball is in your court. Play my material, and then I can soar to the high heavens and do some amazing shit for the world and the people. All right? Gotta go.